Is Jamaican rum better than Barbados rum? Is Guyanan rum better than Barbados rum? What about rum from St. Lucia, Chairmans Reserve? How does all this stack up? Well, that is what we're going to find out in this video. Now, in the previous Category 3 video, I did Category 3 refers to Smugglers Cove, Martin K. It's how he classifies his rum in there. It's brilliant kind of for like entry level and getting your head around different styles of rum. You might have to reclassify them once you get into rum properly, but for now, we're kind of really honing in on those categories. So in the previous video, I did Barbados off. We kind of looked at sort of Mount Gay and Duppy Share essentially, and put that up against Dawley's 5-year-old and the Plantation 5-year-old as well. I'll stick the thumbnail below so you can kind of see what we did there. Now, obviously, there was a huge gulf between the Duppy Share and the Mount Gay, and then the Dawley's and the Plantation. Huge gulf. But I want to see how these rums compare. I want to see these other English styles of rum. They're blended rums. I would say sort of loosely based around the 5-year-old rums. Bearing in mind there's no age statements on these two because they will have younger rums in them. They're the sort of, I think top edge of these might be 5, maybe slightly older rums in there, but they are going to have younger rums in there, hence why there's no age statements. This one, however, has got an age statement. It's 5-year-old, which means the youngest rum in there will be 5-year-old. All three of these rums have been favourites of mine at one point or another, but as my palate's developing, I really want to see how these compare against the Barbados rums. So what I might do in a future video is then take, if there is an out-and-out winner of this, or maybe two, I might put these head-to-head against the Barbados ones because I really kind of want to see. Now, as always, there is one more surprise coming. There is another rum. I completely forgot about it until I sort of came down here to get ready to film. It's not been cracked yet. That's the whole reason I bought this. It's from the Boutique Rum Company, part of Master of Malt, essentially, in the UK. This is their signature blend number 2, and it is products of Jamaica and Guyana. These three are 40%ers. This is a 42%er. Again, no age statement on this. So we'll see how this goes. So the tests we're going to do for this video, as always, I'll flash Mummy Barman up here. She's here so she can like swap these all around. I'm actually going to do an extra test that I didn't do with the Barbados one, which I should have done in hindsight, but I didn't really think about it. So I'm going to talk about prices in a second, and then we're going to go on for a neat tasting. It's all blind, so I don't know what I'm going to be drinking. I'm not blindfolded. The whole point is Mummy Barman's in here swapping them around, so I'm not blindfolded, but I don't know what I'm drinking. So we're going to go neat. We're going to go for rum and coke. I would drink these as a rum and ginger ale, so I'm going to go rum and ginger. I'm going to do the daiquiri test, and I think, I don't know, I'm going to do an old fashioned. I really liked some of the older rums that I did as an old fashioned, and I do like, or rum fashioned, I do like that style of drink. Perhaps not the rums I would automatically think of for a rum fashioned, because I personally would go for older rums, but then I go back to my audience and you guys, you're probably not at older rums. You've probably not had the experience. So I want to see how these young rums kind of step up into a rum fashion. Right, let's talk prices. I've rearranged these in price order. These are all logged out, Master of Malt. I think the caveat will be you will probably be able to get that in quite a few supermarkets, so do shop around. I'm not convinced you will get these three in supermarkets in the UK, so they are going to be online purchases. That's 100% going to be an online purchase. But, you know, Waitrose, Ocado, they are coming on quite a bit now. You might see Chairmans Reserve, you might get in Waitrose and the like, but have a shop around. Anyway, so Master of Malt prices. At the bottom one, we have got £22.67. So a Jamaican rum there, £22.67. We've got second place, we've got Chairmans Reserve, £23.95, St. Lucian. El Dorado, we've got £25.50. So roughly just about £3 spread in those two at the moment. So £3 there. And this, now this is, I said a minute ago, it's not that bad. It's £29.90, £29.90. I am expecting this to be better. I am expecting, how the other signature went, I'm expecting this to do very, very well. And as I said, trade prices are a little bit less. So well, I haven't opened it, I haven't had it. I don't know if it's the same one I had 2 or 3 years ago. I have no idea, but we're going to dive in now and do the neat taste testing. Well, then, so the neat tasting of these, I thought these were quite sort of choppy and changey, to be fair. I've got some tasting notes here, so I've left them in. I've left them in the order that I actually tasted them here. The rest are in ranked order. And just to clarify, number 1 I've left in price order. So number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So off the first one I've tasted, which offered me, I eventually put this in last place for me. I got a kind of a chocolatey nose, a bit bitter. It's the one that definitely had the most woody notes, oaky notes, a peppery bite to it. Get not too much in the fruit steaks, and there's sort of not real tropical fruits coming off there for me, and the medium to short finish. So I'll do the reveal now. So for this one, no, I won't. I couldn't have a guess at any of these, to be fair. So I don't know which one's which now. I thought I'd be able to pick out like an El Dorado. I can't. So I'm going to do these as we go. So this one, number 1. Okay, so Appleton. So I put number 4 beside that. That was my least favourite out of the 4. Right. The second one I tasted, I put floral honey nose. And then we went on to tasting, and I've got honey, really soft, smooth, not much spice or wood, and a medium finish. And this one I ranked in second place. This was kind of my, there's one that I really liked, but it's very different. So in second place then, number 2, Chairmans Reserve. Okay. So the third one I tested, I don't know why I didn't put these in rank order, to be fair, but the third one I tested was this one. I put light, not much on the nose at all. I really struggled to pick out stuff on the nose. Just sugar, that's it really. Kind of sort of that caramel notes. That's it really. I'm getting off that. Slight honey, soft spice. Again, not much wood, oakiness, and it was a shorter finish. It was the shortest finish, meaning it was gone after a few minutes. Out of all of these. So I put this in third place for me, this one. Again, I don't know. I have no idea what it is. Number 3, El Dorado. Okay, so ranked order. So let's do that for a time being. So we're going Appleton, El Dorado. In second place was Chairman's Reserve. Wow. So number 4. The Boutique is my favourite. I've put soft tropical fruit on the nose. This is the fruitiest one out of the lot. I'm really getting those kind of tropical fruit vibes off that. Honey to caramel type, slight subtle hint of kind of oakiness and wood coming through there. Medium finish. None of these have got long finishes, but then you kind of, they are young rums, like up to 5 years old. So that was my favourite to sip neat. Interesting. And then we come on to the rum and cokes. Now I have put these in order. These are ranked my favourite through to my least favourite. I have to say, I have given these like 9 out of 10, an 8 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, and a 6 out of 10. They are pretty good as rum and cokes. Even that 6 out of 10 is all right. It's just the reason why that was in last place. It's just got a kind of a cloying aftertaste to it. It's not as kind of a session friendly as these as rum and cokes. But again, nothing bad against it. It's just a little bit too cloying for me. And that was it really. I've got no other taste now. They're just really, really good rum and cokes. When you get rums like this, there aren't going to be too much differences when you mix them with coke. So in first place, the one I gave a 9 out of 10, it was pretty decent to be fair. Number 2, Chairman's Reserve. And then in second place, number 3, El Dorado. Wow, okay. Boutique. Appleton. Appleton was my least favourite rum and coke. Well, that's really shocked me. Wow, that's really, really shocked me. I mean, I won't change my mind. I stand by that. That's my favourite. At Chairman's and Coke, I really, really like. That's kind of my sort of vibes. But this one, just a slight bit too much, just slightly. Have I had worse rum and cokes? Yeah, a lot worse. That is still pretty decent in the grand scheme of things. Don't think I'm saying that's a bad rum and coke. That's still a really good rum and coke. I just preferred those better. And then we come on to the rum and gingers. I really like these. I think that's where these rums kind of sort of come out to play a little bit. I kind of like my rum and ginger ale. Schweppes Canada Dry Ginger Ale. That's what I use for that. And obviously, sorry to point out, Rum and Coke, Coca-Cola, Coke Zero. Again, you know, I've got my order. That's my favourite. That's my least favourite down there. I've put all pretty good, except the last place was okay. It's just not as easy drinking. It's a bit more heavier, a bit more on the aftertaste. The aftertaste gives you something that these don't, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, let me have another one. Yeah, I might swap drinks now. It's that kind of vibes. All right, so let's go this place though. In last place, number 4, Boutique. In third place, number 1, Appleton. Appleton's not doing too well here. I had my money on Appleton being my favourite before this. Okay. Number 2, Chairmans. So number 3, Dorado. Let's be honest, they are good. They are all good. You are going to seriously enjoy them. It's just for me and my own palate. And for those of you that are following along and kind of can see where my palate is. I mean, everyone's got a different palate. That's the thing. Everyone's going to enjoy different drinks. So there's not a bad drink here. Just for me, my own personal taste, this one, which was the Dorado, that was my favourite. Just really was. Then we move on to the daiquiris. Do you know what? I stand by what I say with the daiquiri. I am not, as Windy and Trevor calls them in my membership community, I am not a moody daiquiri fan. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm a white rum daiquiri. Give me white rum daiquiris or plantation stiggins, the pineapple vibes. But give me a white rum daiquiri, and that's where I sit. They're just something more to them. I taste them and I'm like, oh. The only difference is these are not shaken up. They are the mix is blended, and then I kind of top up. So it's blended with it's flash blended with cubed ice. So it's not even crushed ice in there. Just for a couple of seconds, just to chill the lime and the sugar down, and then I pour it on top of the rum. So it's all measured out perfectly. So they're not shaken, but they are chilled. The ice cubes in there. I just prefer white rum daiquiris. Now the caveat to that. There was a standout. That was the standout one. Sorry, other way. There we go. That was the standout one. Those 3 were kind of like, yeah, okay. You know, but that for me, there was a clear gulf there for that. So if I'm scoring that, say like an 8 or 7 and 8 out of 10, bearing in mind, you know, that comparing these to white rums, let's give that a 6. So let's give me a 6 out of 10, right? If I'm scoring that a 6, that's got to be 4 maximum. You know, maybe even 3. 3 down to 2s. So that's my clear favourite up there. In last place then, number 4. Wow, Boutique, number 4. So hang on, did that come? It came bottom in the last one as well. What about there? Did it come? No, Appleton came there. Right, so last place was the Boutique. Number 3, Dorado. These results are all over the shop here, aren't they? So Dorado there. Chairmans Reserve. Appleton. Appleton. See, I had it in my head. This is where I thought Appleton was going to play nicely. I did think that Appleton would be kind of where my palate's at. And in a daiquiri, which is probably what I would drink these days. I do drink a bit of ginger, but daiquiris, old fashions, is where I am. Less gas, less mixer. Yeah, kind of. But that's, you know, they're all over the shop, aren't they? Really. And then the final test is the Old Fashioned test. They just, you know, that's where they are. For me, 10 times better than daiquiris. The sort of golder, the aged rum, slightly more aged. I think that's exactly where I sit personally. I think they are rum fashions through and through. Those 2 remarkably better than those 2. And so we've kind of got gaps there. But that was all right. You know, it was great. It really was great. It's just didn't, for me, stand up to those 2. And again, for this, I've kind of got that there. So I've kind of just stirred down bitters, and I've got plenty left over. But bitters and tiny bit of just cane sugar, actually, normal cane sugar. and then just measured. So there was 20 ml of rum in there, and I've literally just done less. It was like a bar spoon, so it was like 2 ml, 2.5, 3 ml, say, of bitters and sugar mix in there. So not too sweet. The rum is doing the work still, but yeah, for me, even that, which is in last place, is still better than the first place daiquiri. That's how I would classify these. I think these are better as old fashions than they are daiquiris. But without further ado, in last place, number 4. Wow, okay, yeah, boutique there. And then in third place, number 2, Chairmans. And then in second place, number 3, well, say second, sort of almost equal first, number 1, Appleton. So to sum up, this is quite an interesting one here for me. So neat, out of these 4, this was the one. I really did love that neat, but then I've got this fruitier. People who follow me, you know I've kind of got that fruitier over like the woody spice burn. I do like that sort of stuff. So that's where that sat neat. But then in the other mixed drinks, that, you know, it was all right in the Coke, I think, but then the other 3, I was like, okay, definitely the old fashioned in the daiquiri, you know, that wasn't even at the races in the daiquiri, that was like, yeah. And I'm not saying it's going to make a terrible daiquiri, just for the ratios, for an even sort of cross section, you know, where you do the same, play about with it, more rum, more lime, more sugar, whatever, you know, it would probably make a great daiquiri. You just have to kind of play about. The one that shocked me though was Appleton, because I really didn't enjoy that too much neat. That really shocked me. But definitely when it comes to the cocktails and where I think most people would drink these, like the daiquiris and the old fashions, where did it come in the Coke? The Rum and Coke. It came 3rd? Oh no, it came bottom in the Rum and Coke as well. Came bottom of the Rum and Coke. And well, as I said, you know, it wasn't a terrible Rum and Coke either. But certainly, yeah, daiquiri in that. I forget where it came in the ginger. It came 3rd in the ginger. All right, so, right. Daiquiri and old fashioned, definitely that. Neat, definitely. Just how do you use your rums? What I will say, and this will be quite interesting actually. I'm not quite sure which one to pick out to go in there, and I might do a couple of these, but it will be interesting. I do think I prefer the Barbados rums. I think I prefer, because I remember doing that video, it was a couple of weeks ago now, but I remember my reactions. And I think I do prefer, even sort of Dorley's 5 and the Plantation 5, I think I do prefer them to any of these. And bearing in mind, they're in the same category. So am I a Barbados rum fan? I don't know. I really love the Jamaicans, especially the 8 in there. But that's really interesting. So that's another video that we've got to do. I've got to do the Barbados against these. Which one would you have? Let me know your thoughts in there on below. I say neat, definitely that all day long. I love that neat. But when it comes to the old-fashioned daiquiris, I potentially would point you in that direction.